Diagwith everyone, and welcome back to the floor of my bedroom. My name is Diesel, and you are most welcome. This is your disclaimer straight away. This is in no way a YA novel, and it is not suitable for young eyes. So if that is what you are, please exit to the closest close button. If that is not what you are, well, hello ladies, and welcome. Let me seduce you with my charm. Unless you're a gentleman, in which case, sir, good evening. Today we are going to be reviewing Prisoner by Annika Martin and Skye Warren. So let's just go for it. It's about to get technically hot in here. Not taking off any clothes. Not gonna do it. Remember when we read Wanted by Amanda Lance, and I said to you, sit back, relax, and get comfortable, because we're about to review Stockholm Syndrome at its finest. Well, it turns out I was wrong. This is probably Stockholm Syndrome at its finest. Probably. So, what's it all about? Well, in slightly modest manner. Prisoner is about Abigail, who teaches a writing class in an all-male prison. And while she's there, her class is joined by a prisoner named Grayson. To say they're attracted to each other would be an understatement, I guess. More so, he has extreme thoughts about her, and she gets all hot and bothered by the fact that he's there. And then, on the last day of the class they have together, well, something goes terribly wrong, and soon she finds herself the hostage of Grayson. And he's kind of possessive, so letting her go won't be an option. I'll leave the author's description in the description if you want to read that. But let's just get right to thoughts and reviews and all that stuff. That was more words than necessary. We will start off thoughts the way we always start off thoughts, and that is with writing style, which I had no problem with. I was a little bit worried because it had two authors, and you know, the experiences we've had with books with two authors. But there was absolutely nothing wrong with this. It flowed perfectly, it was funny. I liked the way the characters interacted with their heads and their mouths. Like the process between them speaking and them thinking, I thought it was really quirky. But that's it. I had no problem with writing style at all. So let's just get right to plotline. When plotline started, I thought this is gonna be super cool. Because Grayson's character is really like, find the words, Jenny. He's like rough and ready and like scary as F. And Abigail is kind of like naive and lost to the world, and the dynamic between them is very interesting to watch. The storyline, for the most part, I could believe. It was cool. And I know the book got a lot of good reviews, but I did have my issues with it, kind of along the same lines, but a little bit more extreme than I had with Wanted. My overall thoughts on plotline are up and down. Plot was fine. It could have been super good, but for me, the specific sex scenes that were put into this book were a no-no. I'm actually going to discuss some of that in detail now, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, I suggest that you can either leave, or I will put a time code to where my final thoughts are, and you can skip ahead to that, but otherwise you are welcome to stay and hear my thoughts, but I just wanted to warn you. So I'm going to count to 5, and then you can do whatever you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are they gone? I don't know. Okay, so I'm a 25-year-old woman. I have no problem with sex. Sex in books doesn't bother me at all. Graphic sex in books doesn't bother me at all. It was just the specific sex scenes that were in this book really, really bothered me. Grayson is very physically and sexually aggressive towards Abigail. To the point where he sexually assaults her multiple times, and as in he touches her when she doesn't want to be touched, He feels her up, he drugs her and rapes her. In my opinion, he rapes her multiple times. And he knows that he's raping her. He comments about the fact that he knows that if she wasn't drugged, she wouldn't want it. And, you know, a book depicting sexual assault and rape is fine, because that's what happens in real life. But she still wanted to be with him when it was done. And I know that happens in real life too. People stay with their abusers, but I can't effing stand books that romanticize abuse. I just if she had left at the end of that book and been like, yeah, screw you, bruv, you go to jail, I would have been fine with that. But she gets away from him, he comes to get her, and she willingly goes back to him, which made me want to rip my own hair out. If you're new here, you will know that if you're new here, you will know. If you're new here, you won't know that I have serious issue with things that portray the romanticization of abuse. 50 Shades of Grey is a perfect example of that. How that thing got into a mainstream film, I have no idea. Because it is literally a depiction of a girl with a really shitty guy trying to change him because she thinks she can. Don't try to change your abusers. They're abusers. They're manipulative and disgusting. If they want to change, let them go to professionals. And I know works of literature are pieces of art. They can portray whatever. But this book just definitely wasn't for me because it annoyed me to no end. The romanticization of abuse just really ticks me off. So final thoughts, I guess, after that. Final thoughts are as follows. Will I be reading the rest of this series? Absolutely not, for the reasons that I just told you. I expect that it will be a continuation on of that, and I'm not having any part of that. I'm not willing to throw money towards that kind of glorification. Would I recommend this to you? Personally, no, but we are all adults. If you're watching this, I assume that you're an adult. You can make the decision for yourself. If you want to buy this book, if you want to have a look at it, by all means go ahead. If you do, I would love to know what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions. And maybe if you don't agree with me or do, either way, I want to hear it all, because the conversations with you is what I enjoy the most. But that's it. It was simple as that. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry if that was a bit ranty, but that's just my thoughts and feelings. I'm going to go now. I'll talk to you all later. My review will be written on my blog if you want that too. And until next time, slán agus go raibh maith for coming. I'm going to go back to YA now. That was creepy. Don't kiss people that don't want to be kissed. It's a lesson to be learned.